So here I am. I am chopping up some celery. I got a big old bag of onions and a bell pepper. So one of the things here in Texas is that they don't cover some of the Louisiana things I could just go buy in the supermarket store. So this is called, the three things that I'm mixing together is called the Holy Trinity, which is amazing when it's cooked together. So this is going to be pretty much the base of my gumbos to cook this down with the Holy Trinity. So I'm going to chop this up, get this kind of ready. We are chopping up our onions. So I just got a bag of onions, a couple of things like, I don't know, 4 or 5 onions in a bag. Woo, chopping them up, it's starting to get off. But so when you chop up your onions, I like the Vidalia onions, but shoot, you know, if you get your regular old onions in the store, that'll do just fine. And step number 2, which this is the most important step, guys. Okay, hang on, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. You see these right here? These are tomatoes. Repeat after me. We do not put no tomatoes in our gumbo, guys. Let's say it one more time. No tomatoes. No, don't even think about it. These go for maybe our sauce piquants or something like that. But we do not put tomatoes in our gumbo, okay? Toss that back there, okay? No tomatoes. Don't do it. Not one. Okay? Not one. Just because my gumbo is going to be like using my Skinny Roux gumbo here that we've talked about. You can see it. Doesn't necessarily mean my gumbo pot has to be skinny, because it ain't. So I have a big old gumbo pot right here, and I'll be putting my trio mix, which is bell peppers, onions, and celery. It's a big container of it. Into this pot. I'm gonna cook it down. Once again, everything is gonna be paleo, keto friendly. So stay tuned for the next step, guys. It's coming up. So I sauteed everything. So it's the onions. It's a nice, beautiful looking color. Okay, and now the moment of truth. I'm gonna smell this bad boy. We are looking at Skinny Roux. Honestly, it smells good. It smells like any traditional roux that I would buy in the grocery store. So if I had to buy this and somebody gave me a smell test and said, hey, which one's a Skinny Roux versus your regular roux? To be honest with you, I probably wouldn't have any idea. I'd be like, oh, they all smell the same. So anyway, it's a good smell. And I'm going to go ahead and dump it into the gumbo pot. Just like this. Let me just dump it all in there. It's got some extra kind of thickness. I'm going to go ahead and scrape that out of the bottom. Then I'm going to put my sausage. I'm going to go ahead and dump my sausage and my chicken in here, just kind of like I normally do with my regular gumbo. So, only because I don't want it kind of thick. I like my roux to thin out at the beginning, which every Cajun does. I'm gonna put a little water in here and kind of get it thin. And then once I'm done getting it thin, I will dump in the rest of the other stuff. So pretty much emptied out the whole jar. Honestly, it didn't take long to thin out, which I kind of anticipated it would. As you know, with typical roux that you put in here, that's normally the first thing I put in the gumbo first because it's so clumpy and thick. But this, it thinned out pretty quick. It's a nice, I'm gonna show you guys, it's a nice, pretty brown color, has a nice smell to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump in my chicken and my sausage. So here we go. Whoa, I kind of like plopped in there. So my husband does not like fishing around for sausage and chicken and all that good stuff. So we do a lot. So I did probably about 6 to 5.5 pounds of chicken.